remember how many times I was being followed as a
Oh,
pregnant woman and I have to waddle, right? You can't.
thing moving up and down my side, I was like, what's going on? So I turned around and there was this school boy. He was a kid. I was older than him. I was in my early 20s. He was like,
I also feel it has a lot to do with how they look. If it was a handsome man,
so unfair, right?
yeah. If it was a handsome man and he did the exact same thing,
It'd be
I don't
okay.
think these women will mind. But because these men are very weird or weird looking,
Awkward.
yeah, maybe
They tend to
socially
be awkward.
awkward. Have you experienced any of this?
Actually, no. In my industry, like I said, there's just a lot of women and a lot of gay men. Yeah. So that was never a problem. But I heard that in other departments, where there tended to be more straight men, not to bash men, it does happen off and on. Yeah. So it's quite stark, when you can compare same company but just a different department because of the mix of types of people. So I always felt very fortunate and very safe, that I'd rather be around women, even if they're aggressive or whatever, I just rather be with them. And then, of course, I always feel very safe with gay men.
Yeah.
So, but I did hear quite scary stories, and it's like to the point where it's the norm, like you just put up with it. As long as it doesn't get out of hand, as long as it remains fairly superficial and no real, well, actually it can damage you emotionally, but you know what I mean, like there's no crime in a sense it's been committed. But it's just this sense of having to pander to certain individuals' behavior.
Yeah, I think there are different degrees of sexual harassment, right? I mean, you have sexual harassment in the workplace, which is how people talk to you, how they proposition.
They
right?
sexualize everything,
They sexualize everything.
Yeah.
And then, of course, then there is the touching,
Yes.
which is, I remember I was how old? Maybe 10 or maybe younger when I was first molested on the bus.
Oh.
Yeah. It's so frightening.
Yes, of course.
Then after that, it's like you are on high alert all the time, in a school uniform, going to school, and you go like, okay, I'm not going to sit next to this person, or if you recognize the molester, but you still dare not do anything. You don't know who to tell, because
sure.
you're
Of course.
just so unsure.
You're just a kid. Yeah. Sorry. Actually, talking about that, not work, sexual harassment, I've experienced like perverts on the bus, taxi drivers. Sorry, no offense to any Grab drivers out there. Yeah, it's just a solitary experience. Yeah, I've had that. Like all my life in as a kid, right? Because as a kid, you have to take the bus. You have to sometimes take a taxi if you're late or whatever. Yeah.
Yes.
So it happened to me, and I remember on the bus. This was when I was already working, so I took a bus home from work, and I was with my colleague, two women sitting, and it was already in my estate, and I felt this thing moving up and down my side, I was like, what's going on? So I turned around and there was this school boy. He was a kid. I was older than him. I was in my early 20s. He was like, I don't know, 14. He had his ruler out and he was stroking my side. I turned around, I yelled at him, and then he quickly ran down. At that point, the bus had stopped at the bus stop. He quickly ran down, and then I didn't chase him lah. Okay, I was like screaming at him in the bus, and everybody was like, "Oh no, what's going on?" And my colleague was like, "Oh dear, like you gave me a fright. What happened?" I said, "Do you know what he did?" Yeah, so I remember that incident very clearly to this day. And then another time, I was in Times bookstore,
Mm.
again in Gardens, just browsing stuff, and I noticed someone tailing me, a man that who looked a bit perverse, right? So when I left Times, he left. Then I went to another shop, he followed. So I knew this guy is following me. So what I did was, back then no handphones. I called my home lah, from the public phone, and my brother picked up. So I said, someone's following me. I dare not go home because he'll follow me home and he'll know where I live. Then he said, okay, you wait for me at, whatever shop, and I'll come and pick you up. So my brother came, and he didn't expect anyone to come. So I just stood there and waited. And eventually my brother came, and then I jumped in the car, and then my brother said, which one? No. So I pointed. Then my brother like said something to him, and then he ran off. Yeah. So my brother tried to like follow him in the car. Then I said, no, forget it. Let's just go home. I'm already so traumatized, so shaken. Yeah. Then my
Yeah.
brother said, why? Let's go follow him. No, like beat him up or whatever. Yeah. So I remember that incident. And then there was another one. I took the train to Ang Mo Kio station because that's where I would alight. And if I want, I take a bus home, or I can grab a cab. So from the train station, from the train, in the train already, I knew this person is looking at me in a funny way. When I came out, he also followed me, took the escalator down. And I was like, oh, no, I don't need this. So I saw this young couple. I just went towards them. I said, there's this man behind me. He's following me. I'm very, very scared. I said, can you walk with me? I will wait and take a cab, but I need you to just stand with me so he'll go away. So they were very nice. The woman, she just grabbed me. She said, you walk between us. We will walk with you. And they just, three of us just walked together to the taxi stand, and they waited for me until I got into the cab. And then,
That's
of
so
course, he
kind.
couldn't follow me because,
Yeah.
it was a
Yeah.
cab. Yeah. So because of all these things, right? When I used to go clubbing with you, I was very paranoid. I don't know if you remember, I was the most paranoid, and I would go into the club like that. Especially when it was very crowded, I would walk like that. And then some of our friends would tease me like, hey, why are you so worried, you're like paranoid or whatever. Yeah. And it became this like almost like a phobia. I had
Mm.
this phobia, developed a phobia, and that kind of motivated me to learn how to drive.
Mm.
Because I told myself, forget it, I don't want to take public transport anymore. Okay, even a taxi is not safe because taxi also I had story. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's how I pushed myself to go and learn to drive, and I decided I'm just going to drive myself. Nobody else can be trusted out there. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my experience of sexual harassment in that way. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think women experience this. Almost every single woman would have
Sure.
experienced this in their lives.
I'm sure.
It's really scary, when you are
Yeah.
a kid, right? I mean, I was molested like multiple times. And also there was a kid, I think I was 16 and he was probably 13. And he was sitting behind me and he touched my face, and I turned around. I was so shocked to see that he was only a kid. I reached out, I wanted to
Yeah.
slap him, and he ran down the bus because the bus came to a stop.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's wrong
I
with
thought,
these kids?
what's this?
Yeah.
I was so stunned,
Yes.
and I realized I could do it to a kid. Like there was no,
Mm.
like I could turn around and want to reach out and
Smack
slap.
him. Yeah.
But if it was a grown up, I couldn't.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
couldn't. I was around the same age, right? Like from 12 to 16, like molested multiple times on the bus. And all I did was just stand up and just
And
leave,
move.
I
Okay.
move. And the worst experience I had was when I was sitting inside, like, on the
Mm,
bus near the window, and
mm,
and it was a crowded bus, and I
mm.
have to, you
Move
know,
out.
yeah. And when I moved out, he touched my leg again. I was like, gosh, it's like, ugh, and you feel
I
so
know.
icky about it,
Of course. Yeah.
so
It's
icky.
really a violation, no, of a person,
Yes.
a person. Yeah, because
Yeah.
your body is your person. Yeah.
Yeah. And as a woman, as you get older and older, you see the transition of different kinds or different types of people that would
Mm,
follow you,
mm.
that would touch you, that would, like it's it's almost like there is a type that would go for a particular type of you, at different stages of your life. It's so strange.
I'm sorry, I can laugh about it now, but it's actually not
Yeah.
very funny. It's quite
Yeah.
scary. Yeah.
It is quite
Yes,
scary,
I know
but
what you
it's
mean.
it's also
Yeah.
funny at the same time, right? I mean,
Yes.
these men, like, what's wrong with them?
Yes. Yes. Like that's the kid. Like you had
Yeah,
the kid. I also had the kid.
yeah.
You were 16. I was probably 22, maybe.
Mm,
Yeah. So that age,
mm.
and then later on became like the old uncles, which I find scarier actually. Yeah,
Yes.
like the kid is like, you're so idiotic. It's like, how could you even do that? You could go to
Yeah,
jail for that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And as you get older, yeah, the type of men, right? I mean, yeah. The other thing also, when I was pregnant, can you
Oh,
imagine as a pregnant woman,
it's a fetish lah for some
people
people.
want to touch you, people want to sit, they I can't remember how many times I was being followed. As a pregnant woman,
Oh.
I'd have to waddle, right? You can't even.
Okay, I totally missed that part of your life.
I'm like, and at that time, obviously, I was married, and I went home and I complained. I said, "What is so attractive about a pregnant woman waddling, and
It's
you
a
feel like you need to
fetish.
tail?" And these men,
It's a type and a fetish. Yeah.
there is a type.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna say, what type on, because it would sound like
Hmm.
discrimination. But I'm not
Okay.
gonna say it
Okay.
here, but I'll tell you privately.
Okay.
The type that would kill me when I was pregnant. It was
Oh.
so weird, scary at the same time. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh dear.
yeah.
And then of course there are the verbal
Oh yeah,
harassments.
oh
Yeah, they
yes,
don't, I mean, they're far away. It's the,
yeah,
that group of people who
yes,
they can't get too
yes,
close to you, but they're always
yes,
in groups. And
yes.
those used to scare me a lot because they are
Mm.
in numbers,
Yes.
volume, yeah, and
Yeah.
you're alone. And
Yes.
it's always in some residential area, right? Where you're
Yes.
walking past. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Sexual harassment in terms of workplace for
Mm,
me, because I ran my own business, right, from age
mm,
of like 21.
mm,
I was propositioned by a married client
mm.
who took me out for lunch and asked me really in my face, like, very straightforward, would I agree if he rented an apartment for me in town, and he would pay the rent, he would pay for my upkeep,
Be his
and
mistress lah.
yeah, business stress. I'm like, no. Are you
Well,
crazy?
he had to ask. If that's what he wanted, he had to ask, right? Yeah.
Like, you're crazy. Yeah, but
Then
uh,
then when you said no, did it affect your business with him?
um, at that, no, but I kept quiet about it because there are other business associates that he had. So he was not the sole decision maker for
Ah,
at that time I was doing advertising, right? So he was not the only one making the decision. There were other people involved,
okay.
but I
Okay.
did not tell anybody. I did not tell him about
Oh,
it. I
okay.
just
Okay.
kept it like, as though he never asked me that question. And I just continue to do the business, side of things
Yeah.
and just let it be, you know.
Right. Right.
Yeah, but it was weird, And
Yeah.
then when I told my business partner Marcus about it, and he said, "Oh, do you want to continue doing this,
Mm,
handling this
mm,
account?"
mm.
And I said, "Well, usually I'm never alone,
Okay.
with him in business
Okay.
meetings.
Okay.
Uh, just that, for that particular lunch, he said that he, wanted to have lunch, and I actually thought there were,
Obviously.
yeah, and I thought there were more people coming for lunch, and as it turns out, it was just him, right? So yeah, so that was, so I learned, okay, so if it's lunch, I just have to make sure that there are more people around, and I won't, don't put myself in that situation, and
Mm,
I should be okay. And I don't think he would try anything,
mm.
because I mean, he was polite enough to ask.
Okay. Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's like, who do you think I am? Like, what do
Yeah,
you take me for?
yeah.
Yeah. But at least you didn't feel like he was going to violate you on the spot,
Yeah,
right?
no, no. I mean, he was polite enough to. I mean, I
It was
was
very
all of,
official.
yeah, yeah. I was all of 22,
Of
you know.
course. Of course. Like,
So,
yeah. It
and I
was a
think back,
proposal of sorts.
yeah, and I think back, I was so young, and like, what? Like, why would you? I guess for some people, I do hear a lot of stories about girls
Of
who
course.
are,
Yeah.
okay with it
Yeah.
because for them it's a way of having more money,
Mm. Being
getting,
taken care of.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then they can buy whatever they want to buy, right, with the
Mm.
extra money and
Yeah.
your own place to live. And in Singapore, that's a real luxury, right? Most people live with their parents, right? They don't go out on
Yeah.
their own and earn their own money to live on their own. It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but I also hear that it's quite common these days.
I'm sure. More,
Yeah.
even more than back then.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And they also have websites, right?
Oh, is it?
Sugar daddy websites. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is a, I'm sorry. It just makes me think of wrecking homes.
Yeah.
Even if your spouse is fine with it or she's got no choice, yeah. So why would anyone want to be a part of
Yeah.
that sort of arrangement? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a business transaction for many of these young people.
Of
For
course.
them it's just about money.
Yeah.
Nothing, and the body becomes a commodity.
Mm.
Mm,
And other people they don't matter also.
yeah.
Yeah. Their lives don't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think in this day and age, I mean, looking at what social media has done, right, to
Mm.
people's
Mm.
mindsets,
To
especially the young
normalize it.
people,
Yeah.
yes, it has become
Yeah.
normalized. It's sad,
Yeah.
like the body is no longer, I mean, in even like simple things like boundaries no longer respected. Um,
Mm.
and you can sell pictures of your feet. You can sell pictures of, I think in Singapore it's illegal if you load your pictures of yourself on, and people buy pictures
Oh,
of
okay.
you.
Okay.
But I think the feet one is very common. Like
Yeah.
people take pictures of the feet, and people do
Oh,
buy.
it is for foot people with feet fetish, I
Yeah,
suppose.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So
Okay.
you have nice feet, you can, you sell that because, and the excuse people give is that, "Oh, I'm not exposing my private part, it's just my feet." Everybody sees my feet. But
Yeah,
then,
but you're feeding something that's
yes,
abnormal. Yeah, the behavior, abnormal behavior.
yes, that's what I think too.
Yeah,
Like, why would you feed someone who's not?
a disorder. Yeah, it's like an
Yes,
addiction. You're providing them with a drug.
yeah,
Yeah, that they're addicted to.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. And I
wow.
hear young people talk about it, like it's the most normal thing in the world. And like, I mean, with the internet, porn is so accessible as well. So there are a lot of young people who do that, in the privacy of their, or they do things like a live chat and then they expose parts of themselves. And I think that was what my neighbor did. This young Vietnamese girl,
Okay.
I often see like very strange things. She has moved out. So, but um she's probably in her 20s, and I often see multiple men, like different
Oh,
times would be
okay.
visitors, right?
Okay. Okay.
So, um, just very strange happenings, and I guess, is a way to make a living for some people. They look
Sure.
at it as a way of to make a living to support themselves. But I think the problem is when we normalize it,
Yeah.
we make it
And yeah,
acceptable.
yes. And we always have a choice. Like some people will say, no, some people don't have a choice. They're not very well educated. They can't get an office job even. No, I disagree. You are always given a choice to do something else that
Yeah,
is dignified. Yeah, that
yeah,
will give you dignity. Yeah.
yeah. But with less money, and I think that's the issue.
So it all boils down to money.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that's the issue.
Uh,
Yeah, so, and I think with these sort of things happening in the world, like where is the line? How do
mm,
we draw the line
mm,
of sexual harassment?
mm,
And I have listened to conversations on other people's podcasts, right, talking about this. Like they interview a porn queen, like online
mm,
porn, whatever,
mm,
and they talk about sexual harassment. Like
mm,
to them,
mm,
uh, it's just a job when they expose themselves,
mm,
but and they will be violated if someone, I mean, obviously, if
mm,
someone touches them without permission, that's a violation.
mm,
And I thought, okay, that's good that there is a line drawn. But what about your internal world? Like
mm,
if your internal world thinks that stripping
mm,
online is fine because people
mm,
pay for it,
mm,
but when you're out there and people touching you is about, like, I
mm,
just can't wrap my head around that, like
mm,
what is going on the psychological level
mm,
that
mm.
makes one okay and makes the other not okay,
Okay.
you
Those
know?
who deem themselves very, very progressive and empowered will say, it's about that I choose to do this. It's
Mm,
my choice.
yeah,
Yeah, which is
yeah.
kind of warped lah. I mean, yeah, very bad choice. Yes, your
Mm,
choice, but it's a terrible choice. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So I think that they would go by that logic,
Mm, yeah,
I allow it.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm in power, I'm in control. But
Mm,
I know I don't think you're in control.
mm, yeah. Because
Right?
you don't know what people are doing to your content, what they use it for. Even if they pay for it, it's still your image, it's still your body,
Mm,
that
mm.
is,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
that,
it's not just it is just a body. It is not. It is
yeah,
you.
yeah.
You can't split your soul from your body. Yeah. So it's your whole
Mm,
essence. Yeah.
mm, mm, yeah.
Um what do you make of like people who these are the tricky ones I find. They're just a bit touchy feely, not overtly sexual, but
Mm,
when they speak to people, they tend to like to, like hold a shoulder or hold a forearm. Um, what do you make of people like that? Because I have interacted with people like that, and when I don't know them well, and I mean, we don't have like a very affectionate friendship, I'm not comfortable. Yeah, but why do people do that?
um, I think it really depends on the person. There are people who absolutely have no boundaries. They in their minds, let's say in their minds, they think that, oh, but we're close friends, so it's non-sexual. It's okay for me to put my hand on your shoulder if we talk or whatever. For them, they think it's okay because we have a good friendship or whatever. But I feel it's not okay if I've never done it back to you. Like, we don't have a buddy kind of relationship, right? I mean, if both of us is like, if I'm also very, I put my hand on my shoulder when I'm talking to you and you do the same back to me, then it's okay. I find that, that's like two adults, you are, being very buddy with each other. Fine, there's no sexual overtones or whatever, or undertones for that matter. That's, that's fine. But if you don't even realize that when you put your hand on someone's shoulder and they're moving away, you absolutely have no clue about personal space or boundaries. I've done that to a lot of people. And I will move. I'll make it very obvious, like, don't touch me. You don't have permission to touch me. Yeah. And yeah, and sometimes I feel women can feel it, like they make it look like it's a friendly gesture for some people, right? They make it look different, but there's something else going on, and women feel it, and it makes you uncomfortable. You have to move away. Don't have to be nice. I always tell my daughter this: you don't have to be nice. This person means nothing to you. Just walk away. Just say no. Walk away.
Yeah.
Even if it's someone you know, even if it's a relative, even if it's whoever, right? It really doesn't matter. You walk away. Yeah.
Funnily enough, I don't have close friends who would do that. But my family members don't do that. But it's always people I don't really know very well. That I hardly see, like maybe once in a while, and then like, oh, hi. And those are the people. I mean, I'm not saying all of them, but they tend to come from that sector of my so-called friends or acquaintances. So it's almost like, oh, it's a hit and run, I can get away with it because I'm not going to see you again for maybe another year. So you might forget, and I can do it again.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And I often think, like, what's the thrill?
It's very sneaky. Yeah.
What's the thrill?
I know. Yeah. So it's very distasteful.
Yeah.
Even if it's not scary because you can take care of yourself, but it just gives you this feeling like, why does the whole atmosphere have to be like that? And then everything the energy just changes. Because you don't feel safe anymore in that way. Even though, he can't do anything to you, it's in public, but you just feel lousy.
And you are robbed of your energy because this is a power play. At the end of the day, what they want to do is to show dominance, right? That's why they place the hand on your shoulder or whatever. Is an act of dominance. And for a lot of people, right, a lot of men who are insecure, when they do this, it's very unconscious.
Oh.
Some of course very conscious, like they purposely do it, right? But for a lot of them, is very unconscious also.
Oh, that's terrible. Then they oblivious to their so-called disordered behavior. Oh, okay.
Most people are. I mean, they are very the lack of awareness lah.
I feel that there is I don't know how many people actually seek help for this sort of addiction, so to speak. I don't actually hear about people seeking help for that, but I think there is a huge need to take care of people like that, straighten them out through therapy or whatever.
And I think a lot of it has to do with culture, generations of suppression of sexual energies. And I've said this to a few of my friends who like, huh, what are you saying? So hopefully what I'm saying here makes sense to people. okay, so my daughter will, like when she comes to Singapore, she would dress a certain way, and I'll always ask her to make sure that you cover up properly, don't be too exposed. But then she say, well, how I dress is how I dress. It does not mean that I give them permission to do anything to me. I say, yes, you know that, I know that, but these men don't know that. These men come from a very oppressed, I think I explained to her it's very cultural. In Europe, you can walk around in summer without a bra. You walk around in your t-shirt and shorts. Nobody cares, right? I mean, they have nudist colonies. The people walk around without their clothes or whatever, and nobody bats an eyelid, right? I mean, that's in general. They have culturally, I feel they have come to a point where they have kind of embraced their sexuality. There is no funny taboo, no funny behavior around it. But when you come to Asia, there's a lot of, I think sexually we have not truly mature. It's
Repressed, a lot
either
of repression, is it?
very, very repressed, right? It's either, I mean, Japan is a very, very good example, right? Where they dress innocent, they speak innocently, that's one level, but then the undertones, right? The porn industry is like crazy
I see.
in Japan, right? It's
Okay.
it's in the shadow.
Right.
So Japan is a very good example of how this is being expressed or not expressed, right, in Asia. In Singapore, it's entirely different animal altogether. The reason is because it's a small country, most people still live with their parents. Boys in Singapore, firstly, I don't think they get very much education about sexuality. They have access to porn. The idea of sexuality is porn. They don't know who to talk about sexuality with. They don't know how to deal with it. Plus, the mother is always there, controlling the actions, controlling what they do. The mother figure is a very strong figure for a lot of Singapore men, and that's why their sexuality is very strange. In general, I feel Singapore men, maybe, I don't know. There are various generations, right, that do strange things. And then now the younger generation, Gen Z, they don't even have a proper sex life. They don't even have the desire, right? Or they go the other extreme where they are so into porn, but that's not real sexuality. The addiction to online stuff is real for Gen Z. So when you have a lot of repressed sexual energy, it comes up in strange ways. And these strange ways will be, doing stuff to women, or doing stuff to boys, or doing stuff to, it's all this repression. Then, of course, women also, because, again, living with parents for a long time, don't know how to express their sexuality. They become very sexually active at a very young age. They don't know how to hold themselves in integrity. And then when they hit a certain age, right, they suddenly just, okay, no more. They feel like, oh, okay, this is the end of the game, right? And then they stop.
Retired.
Yeah. So they stop any connection with their spouse, which then makes the spouse do funny things outside of home. So like a lot of midlife women were like, okay, whatever he does outside, I don't really care, because as long as he doesn't touch me, so it becomes that way. It's just so bizarre.
husband, don't touch me. Okay, I mean, yes, of course you can say no to your husband and he must respect that, but it's funny, right? Husband, don't touch me.
Yeah.
Why is he your husband?
Yes. Because I think the marriage has died a long time ago. They're just not admitting it. They're just going through the motions. So I feel like in general, um, sexuality has not reached, I mean, it's still very infantile in this part of the world.
Mm, mm,
People look at sexuality, they don't know how to explore their sexuality in a healthy way. And then what they do is they harass, right?
mm.
People and traumatize them.
Strangers, yeah, so bad.
And when you traumatize them, then it's another generation of repression. It just goes on, right? Yeah, when I listen to conversations, right, that people have, this friend of mine, and I hope he watched this. This friend of mine, he's maybe in his early 40s, right?
Okay.
So he said, he talked about this woman who went out to walk the dog without a bra, just wearing a t-shirt,
Mm,
during the pandemic
mm,
and wearing a mask. So
okay,
he was sharing the story, and he said, "Oh, but then she forgot, after the pandemic is over, she has to remove the mask, and plus the dog is the same dog, so people will still recognize her."
okay.
So when he shared that story, I thought that's interesting that you would highlight that. I mean, to
Mm,
me, that shows immaturity,
mm,
sexual immaturity.
mm,
What's
mm,
wrong with a woman walking around without her bra?
mm, mm.
It's none of your business. You don't have
Correct,
to look.
correct, correct, correct.
Who asked
Yeah,
you to look, right?
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Men can walk around without their briefs. They can just wear.
Without their shirts, for heaven's sakes. I mean, sorry, you're going topless, running, in broad daylight in
Yeah,
topless. I don't think that, I mean, that's the same. Yeah.
yeah. So what's the,
What's the
like, you don't
problem?
have to look, you don't have to look. Why, so that shows how it's not just him, right? I mean, he represents in general, how immature people are. Yeah. So when I explain this whole thing, right, to my daughter about, I say it's
Mm,
not you, right? It's
mm,
other people,
mm,
right? And you
mm,
don't want to be
mm,
in this environment, and you get caught in this environment. And
mm,
it's not that you're inviting, it's just
mm.
that they don't know how to respect your space.
Yeah,
And they think is
they
their
were
right.
invaded. Yeah,
Yes.
and you become part of the economy of
Yes.
this, yeah,
Yeah. And I say
seedy,
yeah.
weird life, yeah, that is going
Yeah.
on.
So I say you have
Yeah,
to protect yourself. I think until such time when there is a level of sexual maturity in Asia, right? And
yeah.
certain parts of Asia more repressed than others.
Mm,
And so you have higher
mm,
places
mm,
where you have very repressed culture, right? They have higher incidences of rape, gang rape, and it's normalized, right? And they think it's just normal. It's not normal, right?
mm.
Um, yeah, and so, it's just very, I think sexual harassment in any society just tells us how screwed up people are,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Mentally, emotionally, and it all boils down to how we're being brought up, like whether we have supportive parents, whether we have abusive parents, whether
Mm,
we have parents who are loving,
mm,
whether we have a strong foundation,
mm, mm.
in care, in love, in
Yeah,
discipline. It
yeah.
all boils down to that, you know. You can have some household with extremely their focus is just discipline, like military. There's no love. That
Mm,
also, your
mm.
kid also can
It
come
really
out
screws
very,
people up. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So there's so much going on, right,
yeah,
in the
yeah.
dynamics of
Yes,
family.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And uh that people feel a need to do strange things, you
Mm,
know. Yeah.
mm. It's like a hidden life almost,
Mm,
um, but lived out in public.
yeah.
Private life, private desires lived out
Yeah.
in public. Yeah.
Yeah.
but I feel that no, maybe a few years ago there was quite concerted effort from certain government agencies to support each other. Like, okay, if you see someone in trouble in this way, you must help lah. You must say something to you. Yeah. Then I don't know. It's suddenly kind of died down. I don't know. But I feel that sometimes, actually, a lot of times, people, if it doesn't involve them, they just turn aside.
Yeah.
They don't step in to help you. Yeah,
Yeah.
which I think is
Yeah.
wrong too. Yeah.
Yeah. I think in general people are very apathetic. And sadly, I do find that men tend to be more apathetic, well, in Singapore context lah.
Yeah.
Men tend to be more apathetic than women. Women at least have a certain level of care that they would
Mm,
do something at least,
mm,
or
mm,
ask, but men in general, I don't know what is it,
mm.
maybe they're just chasing a particular dream, better car, better house, more money, sort of thing, that other things really doesn't matter to them. They don't really care. If it doesn't give them more money, it doesn't make them,
There's nothing to benefit me. Then
yeah,
I can't be bothered lah. Yeah.
yeah,
Let me read my newspaper or listen to my
yeah,
podcast. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, if they listen to podcasts, it's good. At least they learn something, you know. But
Or they just enjoy the drama that's going on.
yeah,
Worse still, film it without doing anything.
oh yes, oh my God,
Yeah, those are worse.
yeah,
The people who start filming and don't step in.
yeah,
It's ridiculous.
yeah.
I don't know if you remember decades ago that one of the stations, or don't know which organization, decided to do a experiment at Raffles City. They got two people to pretend to be a couple quarreling, and the man started manhandling the woman. And of course, someone was filming to see, people's reactions. In the end, the only person who stepped in was a Caucasian man. None of the locals did anything.
Yeah.
They all looked like that. Then they just like walk away. Then they just continue talking to whoever they were walking with. Yeah. So in the end, it was just this one guy who was an expat or something. Yeah. And he was the only one who stepped in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it kind of said a lot without saying
Yes.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt very sad. When
Yeah.
when I watched that reel, I
Yeah.
thought, this is very disappointing. Yeah.
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 And I still think it's true. I think the situation hasn't changed. If this was done like how many years ago, right? And if you do this experiment
Now,
again, I don't think it has changed. Yeah. It's very unfortunate, you know. I mean, I think in general, people are just maybe
want to
so
get
caught up.
involved.
Yeah.
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 It's like, it's not my business. It's too troublesome. It's inconvenient. Then
Yeah.
I'm going to get into the tussle. Maybe I will get hurt. I might get slapped or punched. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, like, don't want lah. And I don't know if this is so weird, but I find that when you take a cab or a Grab or whatever, I don't take a Grab very often because I drive, right? But in like the rare occasion I do, I always find a certain race of driver better than another race. I mean, there are many races, right? We are multicultural, but just always between these two races, there's one race that I always strangely, in a weird way, I feel very comfortable. I don't know why. Yeah, there's this like brotherhood, like, brother kind of thing. Whereas the other race, I cannot mention the race, like this is just too sensitive. Yeah. It just puts me on edge. Yeah. I don't know why.
I think I know what you mean.
Yeah. Like later I will tell you the race, and then see whether you were thinking the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a race that is very community spirited.
Yes.
Okay? And that's the race that is strangely I will always feel like, okay, more relaxed. Yeah. But then there's this other race that's not community. I don't feel that this race is community minded, very my own family. Yeah. Then I always feel
It's
strange behavior. Yeah.
So I mean, sexual harassment is such I don't know. I mean, we probably won't see any improvement in our lifetime. Yeah.
But
Plus,
I think what you told your daughter is so important. And that really puts things in perspective, for everyone, not just her or people her age.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not anymore about why just because I dress like that gives you the right to do whatever, violate me with your eyes or your hands or whatever. Yeah, but it's not about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. Did I? Oh, maybe I didn't tell you this. When my daughter was 12, we were at Holland Village, right? And her back was facing the majority of people walking, towards us. So I could see who was walking towards us. So she was wearing just a simple dress and with her hair down. This guy was just staring at her up and down, right? From a distance, right? Until he got close. He kept looking at her and I shouted at him, she's only 12.
Oh my God, good on you.
And then
Did he go like,
yeah, he got shocked and then he walked away. I was like, gosh. And it's like the way some people stare, they're already in their minds, right?
Bad intent.
Already like don't know what's going on, like sexualizing the the contact or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, oh my God, what is he doing?
Yeah. But it must be quite it can be quite stressful to be a parent of daughters, I feel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And whenever we take the train, right? And when people stare at Sasha, I mean, fine. I mean, you can look, right? But don't stare. So when they stare, I'll look at them. Like the mother bear is here. Don't do anything funny, right? So I would stare them down and I'll go like that. What are you looking at? I think it's so rude to stare. I mean, you can look, right? I'm not saying you cannot
I mean,
look.
people can't help looking, right? You have eyes.
You can look, but don't do that
Don't
weird
gawk.
stare.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to, as a mom, right? And plus, as a middle-aged mom, I feel like I have authority, to like do this public.
You have the armor. Yeah, you have the bear armor, as they say. Like the Northern Lights, that book, the bear Yorick, who was the protector of Lyra. She was this little girl who went on this amazing adventure in the Aurora Borealis. Yeah, and he was her armored bear. Yeah, he protected her. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like that sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah. And sometimes I do feel protective towards girls, like on the train, right? When I notice that there are, strange behavior from men, like they're gawking at her, and if she looks uncomfortable, I would just, stand in the way to block or something, but if she's oblivious, then I'll just let it be lah. Yeah.
It does bring out the protector side of you, right? When you see situations like that.
Yeah, it does. Because I'll be thinking, if my daughter's in that situation, I would want somebody to, at least stand up for her if she. And when you're young, there's certain things that you dare not do. You dare not say.
Correct.
And
but it stays with you. That's how toxic it is.
Yeah.
Now I remember all these incidences like they were just yesterday.
Yeah.
So many. Countless. Yeah.
It's a core memory, right?
Yeah.
Every single woman go through things like that, Having had this discussion, right, about our experiences, there is also the other side of things where women are hypersensitive, that they think people are looking at them, but it may not be true. What do you think of that?
I believe that happens. Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know, maybe I was a bit like that too. Maybe okay, not in on the public transport is very obvious. It is, it's not, it's not. But when you're in a club that's very crowded, it's very ambiguous. Because people are
Mm.
just jostling and you don't know if they take advantage of the
Yeah.
environment. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I tended to err on that side. Yeah. But I didn't care because I felt that as long as I'm safe, I rather be oversensitive and careful. Yeah.
Mm.
So that was my justification.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I have witnessed when women are hyper, I mean, this would be
Mm.
women I call
Hyper
hyper,
vigilant.
yeah,
Yeah.
hyper vigilant,
Yeah.
hypersensitive, thinking that someone is trying to,
Yeah.
I mean,
Molest them.
the person is just being friendly, just normal friendly, right? But maybe the way they look, I also feel it has a lot to do with how they look. If it was a handsome man,
So unfair, right?
yeah. If he was a handsome man and he did the exact same thing,
It'd be
I don't
okay.
think these women will mind. But because these men are very weird or weird looking,
Awkward.
yeah, maybe
They tend to
socially
be awkward.
awkward. Yeah,
Yeah.
socially awkward. So their behavior is a bit odd in that sense. And they're just trying to be friendly. Then they,
Yeah.
yeah,
I guess. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's so hard to say, right?
it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. But like for me, I caught myself mistakenly being sensitive because like in a club I'll be like, then I turn around as a woman. I'm just
Mm.
rushing through, So then I'm like, oh my gosh, like yeah, that is very embarrassing that I thought some man was trying to molest me. So yeah,
Mm.
I don't know. But
Yeah.
I know what you mean about how a person is, how he appears, whether he's very smooth and just very charming or just like creepy, just innocently creepy, not because he intends to be creepy.
Yeah.
It can make a lot of difference to your own reaction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think a lot of men are very socially awkward.
Yeah.
And they may just be trying to be friendly, but they don't know
Yeah.
how. And it just
Yeah. It
comes
comes off
just
so
comes
bad.
across.
Yeah.
Okay, so then that's a problem also. Then it also adds to the issue of them being segregated, like the incels, right?
Oh yeah.
The incel culture is that people who are awkward, they're comfortable online, they don't know how to deal with women, and then they hate women because of that. It just becomes this whole thing where it's
Mm.
just not healthy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they get the brush off all the time. And
Yes.
there's this built up resentment
Yeah.
towards women and yeah, like,
Yeah.
oh, you think you're so great or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is very difficult. And
I must admit that I've reacted like that towards different people because of the way they appear and how they carry themselves. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Like the
Yeah.
one who is very easy on the eye and just generally very warm and I mean, okay, in this instance, this person I believe really didn't mean anything. Just a very affectionate person that just very caring. Yeah. Like when he walked past, I mean, I know him quite well. So when he walked past me, I was praying at the grotto. It was after mass. He walked past me, and then he just touched me on my shoulder. Then I turned around, and then he walked off. But if it had been this other person that I also had some interaction with, I think I would have freaked out, and I think I would have shown all over my face, like, what did you just do? Whereas for this one, it was just like very normal. Yeah. And then the other one, it happened also in church. I was like, I just felt very like, why do you have to do that? Like, why do you have to tap my knee? Like, for what?
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and then it became a gossip, I hate to say this, with other women and like to say how distasteful the experience was. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I admit
Yeah.
I'm guilty.
Yeah. But I think, I don't know what is it about. Um, I think people who are socially awkward, they don't realize that when they don't know how to behave properly, they just give out creepy vibes, you know? And maybe they're not trying to be a creep, but that's what they give out. And
I should tell them.
yeah, I think maybe someone, I don't
Yeah,
know, maybe there should be a class or something, that there's a
yeah,
course. Maybe the government should go
yeah,
and sponsor them to go
yeah.
attend these courses. Or
Future, skills
skills
future.
future.
It's a skill, it's a social
It is a
skill.
social skill.
Yeah,
And unfortunately, a lot of people don't have these proper skills that
yeah, yeah,
will help them to interact and socialize, and then hopefully,
yeah,
they, if they want to be in a relationship or get married, at least,
yeah.
take them
Or
down
build
that path.
community, yeah, just like even platonic community is like, people are just like a bit scared, yeah,
Yeah.
creeped out,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and I don't think they realize how creepy it is, and how it actually sends shivers down women's spine
yeah,
when they
it's sad,
speak a certain way or
yeah,
they behave a certain way, and they just have no idea. They're very oblivious, and I think that is the biggest problem when it comes to people like that.
yeah,
And even if they have no intentions to be a creep,
yeah, yeah.
it's it's quite sad.
I will tell you who. Okay, you don't know the one that I was a bit creeped out by, but the other one you sure know one. Yeah.
Okay.
Then you have a good laugh and say, oh, no wonder. Anyway, so I
Yeah.
just wanted to add also that women can harass men too.
Oh yeah,
They do. Yeah.
they do.
Yeah. And
They
I've
do.
seen it.
Yeah.
This was actually at work.
Ooh.
Women power, right, at work. So I saw it at an event. A slightly older woman. She was very attractive too. She has actually passed away.
Oh,
She was very attractive. But I believe she was slightly older than the person that she harassed. To me, it's harassment lah. I was very young then. I just started work. And so this guy is a little older than me only. So he was also fairly young. So she had gone, it was like a gala dinner. She went to him. He was seated at one of the tables. She approached him from his back and she just gave him this hug and she slid her hands up and down his front. And I was seated at the same table and I was like,
how did
whoa.
he react?
He went like a bit giggly, but and this person is not even straight. This guy, yeah. So maybe because he wasn't straight, it didn't affect him. Because to him,
Okay.
it's like, yeah, yeah, I don't feel anything because, yeah, you know what I
Okay.
mean? Yeah, I don't
What?
sexualize this kind of
Okay.
interaction, so it didn't affect me. I think,
Okay.
yeah.
So did she know that he's gay?
I believe so, but
Okay.
it doesn't stop people, as we know,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
So,
mm, I will
I
always
think
remember that.
women have a tendency to do that to gay men.
Mm.
Older women to younger gay men. It's
Mm.
like they want to mummy them.
Woo!
Like, oh, you're my, like you're my boy or whatever, lah, so they want to touch them.
In a little black dress, plunging little black
Like you're
dress.
given
Okay,
permission to touch them because they're gay and they're not going to take it sexually, and this is want to mummy them in that strange,
okay,
perverted way.
okay.
Yeah.
Like it's not inappropriate because anyway, it doesn't turn him on. What? So yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But in the office environment, of course, it's inappropriate. I mean, it's an office
it
event,
was a
right?
work event. Yeah,
Yeah. So it is
yeah.
inappropriate. Was she drunk? That's the other
I
thing.
can't tell. This was the start of the dinner, so I really can't tell. Yeah,
Mhm.
but she was in a very very sexy outfit, and she looked very good. I must say. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I witnessed a situation where this woman was very drunk, and then she went around touching the man, and then of course the men were like all leaning in, hoping that she would just lean on them, and they're enjoying it. But I went up to her, I grabbed her, and I I said, okay, sit here, get coffee for her, and then took her to the toilet and all that, and make sure that she was able to go home. But the young guys, I mean, they were enjoying it. I mean,
That's sad. Yeah, I mean, if I had a son, I would not want him to behave like that, but to
yes,
take care of her instead.
yes, be respectful, not
Yeah,
to just join in. Oh, okay, she's
yeah,
leaning on me,
just take
follow.
advantage.
Yeah,
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 yeah. But it
it
happens.
happens lah. Yeah. Oh
I
well.
mean, some of these things are not overtly. I mean, she's not in danger, in that sense, but it's still
Yeah.
violation of a certain level, right? Yeah,
Yeah, you're taking advantage of someone's lack of, mental capacity at that point. Yeah.
yeah. The interesting thing is, men would also say, yeah, but who asked her to drink so much? Yeah, that's the other thing that is
Yeah,
the
okay.
blame game comes in.
So you will just let someone die if that person is
Mm.
harming himself? You will not stop that person? It's the
Yeah,
same what? Like, oh, you won't stand on the ledge and jump, then let him lah. Is
yeah,
that what you're saying? I
yeah.
mean,
It's the same rationale, right?
yeah, we have a responsibility to care for each other, for
Mm,
one another, yeah, regardless
mm,
of what's going on. Yeah.
mm. Another very interesting topic that we went.
Took us down the rabbit hole, right? Yeah.
We
I
did.
noticed that our conversations go down the rabbit hole a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I like it.
Yeah, me too. It's
Yeah.
unexpected twists and
Yes, yes,
turns.
yes, yes. Well, thank you for having this conversation.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for letting me relive my experiences. Yeah. Which I'm so glad I can, have a very healthy view about them now. Yeah. It's important. Yeah.
Oh yeah, before we sign off, as a midlifer, do you still
Mm.
get harassed
Mm,
by people like strange men or being followed or anything like that?
I hardly get followed because first of all, I don't go anywhere. And it's like car to car, so I'm not I don't take public transport. So I think that cuts out 80% of
Mm,
the chances. And I don't go to a lot of different places. It's always the standard places that I see the same people. Yeah.
mm,
So in that sense, no, no. Once in a while, if I go to town, maybe,
mm,
there may be an odd weirdo who may just look at me. Yeah. But there's no proximity.
mm,
Yeah.
mm.
So
Yeah, it definitely has, as a midlife, I mean, the the number of times, right, that people try to touch you or be near you or stare at you has definitely cut down.
follow
I mean, the
you. That's
number
the
the number
scary one.
has,
Yeah.
has come down a
Common.
lot.
Yeah.
So there's a certain level of freedom in that as well, which I really appreciate.
Mm,
Like,
mm,
there's a
mm.
certain level of free. Just,
Yeah.
like, but once in a while, on public transport, you get one or two of these weirdos
Weirdos.
that would, try to be near you or strike up a
Mm.
conversation, and
Oh, okay.
things like that. So, if they're friendly in a normal way, I will have this conversation. But if they come off weird, I would not respond. Yeah.
Mm,
So, but I think it's the freedom
mm,
where,
definitely.
like, if I walk past a group of men,
Mm,
I'm safe. I'm
mm,
okay because
mm.
I'm a midlifer, they're not interested.
Yeah, I do agree. I don't have that fear of like if I have to stroll past a site, I don't I don't care anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
First of all, now the new groups who do these kinds of work, they don't behave that way. That's
It's
the
true.
irony of it all.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it is true.
So you don't even get that.
Yeah.
You don't. Maybe you get the odd stare, but even hardly. And even if I do, it doesn't affect me at all.
Yeah.
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 So funny. It's like, okay, midlife empowerment.
Yes.
In a way, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very different. And I think it has a lot to do with how Asians value youth a lot. So, when you're off that mark, you're safer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, this fruit is too ripe already. Yeah.
You have anything else you want to add?
I know there was something that popped into my head, but as a midlifer now, I cannot remember. I got midlifer brain now. No. Actually, now I find that as a midlifer, when people are over friendly, but in a good way, like they know how to carry themselves, I'm able to flirt back actually very comfortably and just make a joke out of the whole thing and feel totally comfortable and safe. So I that is something that people is different too.
It's a different level of confidence, right?
Yes. So it's like, oh, you want to be cheeky, I can be cheeky back, but we all know it's just nothing. It's just a cheeky conversation that we had.
Exactly. And it's safe. Nothing wrong with it.